get it started right now. What's up, influencers? Welcome to another episode here on Video Influencers, where we're helping build your influence, income, impact with online videos. Are you looking to get more views on your uploads on your channel? Well, today we're going to be talking about how to do that by specifically triggering the algorithm. 3 metrics in the YouTube Studio Analytics area to be focusing on to do that, and some strategies to adjust what you're doing to be able to trigger that algorithm to get more views. I'm going to do it in a simple way. We're going to dive into the analytics and actually show you how to get there, because I know YouTube Studio Beta can kind of be complicated for some of you that are new to YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. However, one thing I want to mention is this. Do not be scared by the algorithm. The algorithm is your friend. It's here to get great quality content to the right people, the people that want to watch it, the people you want to reach out to. And so YouTube and the algorithm, they're making it easier for creators who maybe don't have all the technical skills or know how to optimize everything on their channels to be able to get their great, valuable content to the right people in the easiest way possible. Really, there's not as many hacks anymore. And that's what I love about the algorithm. And that's why it is so simple. It's actually much more easy to actually deal with and work with and understand. And so today, that's what we're going to do. So there's 3 things we're going to be diving into. So hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe for more videos just like this on Video Influencers. And let's get this started.
This video is brought to you by vidIQ, the #1 Chrome extension for YouTubers looking for on-point data analysis, research resources, and enhanced video creator tools. Start getting more views in less time today by signing up for free at vidiq.com/influence. That's vidiq.com/influence.
All right, so if you guys are new to this channel, consider subscribing. You know, Sean and I, we started Video Influencers because we have a huge passion for online video, but specifically YouTube. So we've been doing this both for like over 20 years now combined, and we've got a lot of experience, but more important than our skills or our experiences are other people's experiences and stories and success stories. So that's what we like to do. We like to interview other creators. So make sure you subscribe for more videos just like this and other interviews with other YouTubers that are crushing it. Make sure you follow us on social media at Video Influencers, or if you want to follow our personal socials, it's up there right there. And make sure you guys check out all of our content. Anyways, we're going to get right into it. So if you're looking to get more views, one thing to always consider is what the algorithm is doing. What is it looking for? And today we're going to be diving into 3 metrics that you want to look at in your analytics that's going to help you understand why your videos are getting views or not getting views, and how to get more of them by adjusting your strategy. So the first metric that we're going to be looking at is click-through rate. And so let me explain what click-through rate is before I actually dive into how to find the click-through rate metric. So when your videos go out to the world and the algorithm picks up your video and throws it out into people's screens, onto people's phones, it is measuring how many people that video is getting in front of are actually clicking through. It's very simple. So if it goes in front of 100 people and 1 person clicks on it, that's a 1% click-through rate. If it's thrown out to 1,000 people and 100 people click on it, that's a 10% click-through rate. So simply put, you want a higher click-through rate to have more success, right? And so we're going to talk about a few things you can do to help you get more click-through on your videos. But let's dive into like where to actually find that. So when you're looking for that click-through rate metric in your analytics area, what you're going to first do, in fact, actually, let's just look at this. So we've got my how to make popcorn search, which pops up a whole bunch of videos, and bam, that's the first video that pops up. And by the way, that's my video. It's a popcorn video. It's about 3 minutes long. And that's got a really good click-through rate. And I'm going to show you how to find that and tell you why it's doing so well. So the first thing you want to do is go to your YouTube page, find your profile picture, and then this little menu is going to pop up. Bam, YouTube Studio Beta. Next, you're going to go to your analytics. Over there to the left, you see the analytics. You go ahead and click on that. And then you pop in your video up there on the search bar. Of course, we got the popcorn video. And then your analytics will pop up for that popcorn video. No pun intended. Anyways, so you go ahead and click on that reach tab up top, and then bam, impressions, click-through rate. That percentage is what you're looking for when it comes to your click-through rate and determining how well your video is doing when it comes to this metric. All right, so let's explain. So now that I showed you how to find this, what are things you can do to affect the click-through rate? How do you get people to actually click through to your videos? And how do you get the algorithm wanting to put out your videos to more people? And this is why this first metric is so important. Well, number one, if we actually go back to the search on here, I'll show you my popcorn video thumbnail, right? The first thing, your first, I guess, impression that people are going to have of your video is the thumbnail. And if you notice, and by the way, when you type in how to make popcorn, I would love for you guys to do that maybe on another window. And I wonder if this video pops up. But the reason that this video is doing so well is because that thumbnail is so clear. Almost the whole thumbnail is about popcorn. There's some text on there, the best popcorn in the world. I really do believe it's the best popcorn, but of course I'm a little biased. But that image is so clear. So go ahead. And so when you think about the thumbnail, make sure your thumbnail is relevant to the content that's in there, but make it bright. If you look at our thumbnails on video influencers, you'll notice we use a lot of colors. We're trying to attract your attention because when we're up there on the search query or the search results, we're competing against all these other thumbnails. So how do you stand out? Another tip is use faces. The YouTube algorithm loves faces, or I think people love faces. People connect with other humans, right? And lastly, use supporting whether that's text or I don't know if you can see me because I'm frozen. So yeah, anyways, so use supporting text, use supporting graphics or emojis or, like images that's going to support your thumbnail and get people to actually click on it. So one thing you notice about the other thumbnails in that on that window is the other thumbnails, they're not using any text in their thumbnail or in their images, which is totally fine. But I believe that's another reason why my thumbnail is getting such a great click-through rate. The other thing to consider is the title. All right. So we just talked about the thumbnail. It's what's advertising your video to the world when it goes up there. The second part is the title. Have a relevant title to what people are searching. You can make it a little bit more dramatic. In this case, I'm making it very specific. It's how to make popcorn on the stove. I know that there's people out there looking to make fresh popcorn for movie night at home on the stove. So it's a very clear title. It's very simple. But if you're the type of channel that maybe does something a little more provocative or extreme or funny, think of dramatic titles. Think of things that's going to trigger in the viewer or in the person searching's mind that this video is the one I want to watch versus the other videos. Super simple. Great thumbnail, great title. If you do these things, your click-through rate is going to go higher, and YouTube's algorithm is going to want to put this video out in front of more people because they know that when they put your video out, people click on it. That's really simple. There's nothing to it, but this is a metric that I look at for literally every single video that we put out there to see if the thumbnail and the title is actually working. All right. So moving along, we're going to go ahead and get into the second metric, which is audience retention. So before I get into how to find audience retention and some of the things to consider, let's talk about what that is. So audience retention simply is how much of your video are people actually watching. And you're trying to get, again, another percentage of that. And let's give an example. If you've got a 10-minute video, and people watch 5 minutes of it, that's a 50% audience retention. If you got a 30-minute video and people are watching 10 minutes of it, that's 33% audience retention. Point being, just like the click-through rate, you're trying to get people to watch more of that video as possible. You want the highest percentage you can get because that means people actually think your video is good. So let's go ahead and dive into how you find that in your analytics. Okay, we're going to look at the video influencers page. And of course, I already showed you how to actually get to those analytics. You go to engagement tab up there on the top. And once that window pops up, I like to hit the see more button. And then pops this up, and then see that little plus, that blue plus sign right there? Tap that and it's going to give you some more options. I like to actually click on the average percentage viewed button. And right there, it's going to pop up all these percentages. And what these percentages are the audience retention of each one of these different videos. So of course, this the one that's highlighted up there up top is how to start and grow your YouTube channel from zero. I'm sure a lot of you have found us because of that video, and it's got a pretty high audience retention when you consider it's a pretty long video. It's about 14 minutes long. So one thing I want to make clear about the percentage, it's all relative. Now, of course, you want that percentage to be as high as possible, but it's relative to the length of the video. For example, if you actually go back to my popcorn video, it's only 3 minutes long. So it's got a really high audience retention in terms of percentage, but it's only 3 minutes. It's much easier. Say you've got a 30-minute video and the percentage is lower than the 65% that video is, like, you know, it's only like 33%. You might still be getting more watch time. So you kind of have to balance it out. But still, this is a really quick way to tell you about, is this video something that people are watching and how much of it are they watching? So if we dive in a little bit deeper, let's go ahead and go back to my Benjamin TV page, pop in the video that you're looking for, boom, and then you can find the video. Now the best popcorn in the world video and all of its analytics are popped up. Go to the audience retention down there at the bottom. Remember, you have to click that engagement spot up top. And right here, this is where you're going to find that audience retention. Not only the percentage, which actually when you click through, that percentage, but also it's going to show you where people are dropping off. Now, what's awesome about this blue line, it's showing you what part of the video people are most interested in. Where are they scrolling back? Where are they focusing on? And as that blue line drops, it shows you not only where in the video people are like kind of getting uninterested, but in that viewing window up above, it shows you the actual video that's showing where people are uninterested. So why this is so important to look at for every single video, you have to ask yourself, why are people dropping off at that point? So where that red line is, I actually put that red line there because I was scrolling, but that was the beginning of the drop off, right? That's where people are literally clicking out to go to another video, maybe clicking out of YouTube. And why you want that blue line to be as straight as possible all the way through. What I like to do is ask myself, what is it during that drop off that's happening in the video that people really don't care about? And so I call that fluff. And you know, a great example of this is we used to have intros that were way longer, like 1, 2, 3 minutes. I used to have Easter eggs in our vlogs. But what's funny is YouTube even knew this. People really don't care about the outros. Once they get the bulk of the value that they're looking for in the video, whether it's a vlog or it's a tutorial or whatever, people are out. They're on the next video or they're on to the next app or whatever. So they shorten the outros. Have you noticed that you only get 20 seconds now? It's because they know. They know that outros need to be short, quick, right to the point so that people can get on to the next type of content. So all that fluff that we used to have, they force us not to have that fluff if you're using the outro function. It's the same thing with your video. Is there things in your video that you think your audience is interested in, but they're not actually interested in, that you can actually delete out? And that's why this image right here, if you pop it back up, Chris, this part of the analytics is so important because if you look at this for every video, you can actually see where that drop off is. Now, of course, this video, the audience retention is really high, 62%. It's only a 3-minute video, but still, like, people are interested in it. A lot of times when you're first starting out, you're going to notice that people will drop off a lot sooner if you don't know how to deliver value that people care about. Whew. That was a lot. Anyways, so a couple things to actually make your audience retention go up. Remember, content. Deliver value. Be entertaining. Be engaging. Make sure it's relevant to what people are there and expecting to see. Another thing is get right to the point. Don't have these long, crazy intros where you're talking about something and ranting. Like, get right to the point. Deliver the value as quick as possible and for as long as you can throughout the video. And lastly, make sure you take out that fluff. All that stuff that you think that's going to extend the length of it, maybe you don't need it. You want to get it shortened and to the point and deliver that value. All right, Chris, do we have a question? Are there any shout outs that you want to give to people right now?
Currently, I'm actually going to go live right now over to the questions.
Okay.
And we do have one from Lucero. She says, what about channels that have 0 views? How to get going in the first place? There's no analytics to show.
Love it.
So, yeah.
Love that question because I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Let us know if you're first starting out on YouTube. But actually, this video is going to be perfect for you because if you're brand new to this, the one thing you need to hear from me is you need to upload content. And even though you don't have any analytics to actually look at, you can still use some of these principles to help you create content that is relevant for people so that you can deliver value so people actually want to actually view your videos. But that's why Sean and I say, you got to be consistent and you got to be uploading at least once a week. If you're serious about this, once a week is a minimum. Now, if you're super busy and you can only do like 1 or 2 times a month, the next step is being consistent over a long period of time. I love this question because it is important in the beginning to put in all those relevant tags, to make sure you have titles that make sense and that you create great content because you need to give a lot of data to YouTube. But remember what I said in the very beginning. The algorithm is getting to a point where it's taking your content. It can hear the words you're talking about. It can look at the images and recognize things in it. And based on the title and the tags, it's going to start trying to get your videos out to the correct audiences that would actually want to view the content they're uploading to YouTube. So great question. Any other questions, Chris, or should I go ahead and move on to the third metric?
Go ahead and move on to the third.
All right. Sounds good. The third metric that I want to talk about today, which is really the king of metrics that really YouTube cares about, is watch time. Watch time is so key, and it's really, really simple. And what this is how many minutes does your channel and your videos get people to watch, right? How many minutes are people watching of your content on YouTube? So watch time is so key. This is a metric I look at probably like once a month, seriously. Like it's always popping up in front of me, but I compare it month to month, right? And ultimately what you want is to get people to watch as much YouTube as possible. Why I like this metric though is, to get someone to watch a minute of YouTube, it doesn't require anything fancy. It just requires great, valuable content that people are interested in. But before we get into like some of the tactics or the strategies to get people to watch more video, let's talk about how to find watch time. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and check out my wife and I's vlog channel. It's Judy's Life. And so when you go to your YouTube studio area, it's bam. Look at that. Right there, 27.1 million minutes watched for the last month. Of course, our channel has 1 million plus subscribers. We put out content 5 days a week. And again, if you actually go in deeper to the analytics, there it is. Again, that metric is what you're looking for. So, of course, if you're just starting out, one thing I'll say is that might be a lot less for you, right? But that is the number I would definitely want to focus on more than anything. And why I like this number is it doesn't actually matter how many subscribers you have in terms of this metric. This metric is based on what are people actually watching. The thing is, subscribers are important because it's a way to know like how many people are interested in you as a content creator and want to, have your videos in their subscription feed. But ultimately, not only what you should focus on, but what YouTube cares about is how long are people actually hanging out on the platform and watching YouTube videos. And this is why this metric, watch time, is so important. So simply put, the way you get people to watch more content and get this metric of watch time higher and higher is create valuable content. Create lots of content. Being consistent over a long period of time, this metric, especially if you're making videos that are evergreen, videos that people are going to watch not only in the next week, but maybe a year from now, 5 years from now. Sean and I, many of our videos that we made like 4 or 5 years ago still get us views. So it adds to this metric. Why this metric is so important though, in terms of the algorithm, is the higher you get this number, the more likely YouTube is going to suggest your videos to people when it gets uploaded to YouTube. So when you combine the three, right? Click-through rate. Are people clicking through to actually watch it? The audience retention. How much of that video do people care about and how long are they hanging out? And third, how much of your YouTube content ultimately are people watching? When you combine those three, really, and it's not that complicated, that's when you really trigger that algorithm to get real friendly with your uploads. You know what I mean? They are trying to look for videos that are going to keep people on the platform. And this is why it's so important to think about these things, especially as a beginner, but also as a seasoned YouTuber. One thing I've noticed over the years, and this is why I say subscribers don't matter as much, is because there's channels that have tons of subscribers that aren't getting as many views anymore because they forgot about this stuff. They forgot about the heart of content and what actually matters to people. So you got these new people coming into the scene and they're grinding. They're watching video influencers videos. They're over there at Think Media. They're watching Nick Nimmin. They're watching Daryl Eve, Tim Schmoyer, Roberto Blake, all these people trying to get all the hacks and the strategies. They're delivering great content. They're optimizing and they're actually getting people to watch more YouTube videos even with less subscribers. Versus some of the more established content creators who've got millions of subscribers, but they're getting kind of lazy. They're not delivering value anymore. They may be ranting and people aren't as interested. And again, going back to that last metric of watch time and why that's so important, and really that's what YouTube cares about. This is the thing that's really driving people to grow bigger and bigger. And ultimately, those people are just starting out. They're getting high watch times or getting much more minutes watched than some of these established creators. Of course, they're going to grow too and get more subscribers. But this is something that anybody can attack and utilize right now in their channels. All right, so let's actually take another question. I want to actually give some shout outs to people.
Actually,
what?
We do have
all right,
a super chat.
A super chat
that just came in from History Explained for $5. Thank you very much. And the question or comment is, the channel Oversimplified has 2.7 million subscribers with only 17 videos uploaded over the span of 3 years.
Yes.
They post at a rate of every 2 months. How?
Oh, how? Well, so it's interesting you bring up that channel, and even you, I'm guessing you're into history and like teaching it. They're just hitting the exact note that people that watch that video want. And so they're delivering the ultimate value. And I bet you if you look at their video metrics, which of course we can't see, but if you dive into their metrics or if they ever showed it, I bet their audience retention is through the roof. I bet you their thumbnails are perfect. Their titles are catchy or, very representative of what's in the actual content itself. And when they put out a video, they get tons of watch time. Chris, what was the name of that channel?
I believe it was...
Let's look at it.
Oversimplified.
Oversimplified. So go ahead and switch it to my window here. Oversimplified. Let's actually take a look at it. Oversimplified right here. All right, we're going to take a look at it. Hopefully it's appropriate for all ages. 2.6 million. I love that you brought this up, by the way, this channel, okay? So only 17 videos. This is why I love seeing channels that are crushing it and doing something that's, you know, not normal, which is they're not uploading a lot of videos, but they're really crushing it. So this is the thing. All their videos literally get millions upon millions of views. And I bet you if you actually, and I, you know what's funny? I've actually watched these videos. Let's actually click on one that's not like crazy about war.
I feel like the animation helps a lot too.
Totally. But like if you click through, are we going to have to, there you go. Look, right away, they're getting right to the point. Okay. They've got some very colorful graphics. Look, I don't know what they're talking about, but I would have laughed probably. It was probably a joke, right? Their animations are interesting. They're getting right to the value that people are expecting. And ultimately, and you actually can go back to me, Chris, ultimately, oversimplified is getting right to the point and entertaining people. It's very interesting content. And I can speak to it because I've seen their videos. I love history. I love geography. I love learning things. That's actually half the reason why I'm on YouTube, because I just learn so much. I feel like I'm still in school when I'm watching these YouTube videos. And Oversimplified is not uploading a lot of content, and they're leaning more on the side of quality. And that is why they're crushing. Now, when I say, or even anyone talks about quantity, like uploading consistently a lot, this is the thing. You're learning how to get to this point. I wouldn't be surprised if Oversimplified has a history of creating content, whether it's editing or creating these graphics or cartoons or animations. And when they first started, they knew exactly what to do, how to do it, and how to keep people engaged and interested in the videos. And so I bet you they're utilizing all those focus points. They're getting people to click through because obviously, actually, let's go back, Chris.
Yep.
They're look at it. They're doing everything that I was talking about before. Their thumbnails are colorful. They've got faces, even though they're animations, and they're using supporting text. And it literally tells you exactly what's in the video. Like when you click through, you're seeing this video. Look at this one of the American Revolution. Let's see what's the first thing that, okay, sponsorship. So they got to get paid, right? But bam, first thing you see is those soldiers that were in the thumbnail. They're talking about the American Revolution. Look, it's all relevant. See, so that's what they're doing. Look at that. They got the, was that the British parting or whatever? So thank you so much for asking about that, because they're just crushing it on all sides. And that's what you need to do as a content creator. Like, don't get lazy on one part. You know, don't spend hours and hours and hours creating great content and then uploading and then kind of like half-assing the thumbnail. You really want to make sure that thumbnail. In fact, when we create thumbnails, it's like a whole thing. It's a discussion. It's a strategy meeting. It's something we take our time. We have different options. Even today, the thumbnail for this live broadcast, we had Gabe, who's a new team member of ours, actually gave us 5 different options, and still we like isolated the one that we liked and edited it further. So, you know, you've got to be crushing on all aspects of your video.
I have 2 new super chats.
Awesome.
One is from Outdoors Fam.
Awesome.
For
Thank
$10.
you.
Thank you very much. Just says great content. Keep it coming.
Yeah.
And then the other one is from someone you may know, Nuchili Keo.
What's up?
Thank you guys
Nuchili?
for the great tips. You know, he does watch every Saturday morning to make sure he gets leveled up, because that's what it's about when it comes to video influencers.
Well, speaking of leveling up, Nutrily, thank you for making this sound amazing. Last week we had, or a couple of weeks we had technical difficulties, but we're sounding fire, and thank you to you. Anyways, going back, just a couple more things I want to add in terms of watch time. So a couple things about watch time. long form content is really crushing. And so things like podcasts and live broadcasts like this, if you've got the chops, if you have passion for what it is you're talking about, if you got experience where you can, deliver information or help someone build their skills or learn something, podcast format shows, Sean and I were just talking about it, video podcasts on YouTube, live broadcast, longer form content is really crushing, because if you keep people engaged and they're watching a lot of your videos, you're racking up those minutes, right? Those minutes watched, which is adding to that watch time. And that's what YouTube wants. And this is why I think channels like Oversimplified are very unique and exclusive. But even if you don't have a lot of skills in editing and you don't know how to work cameras, if you can entertain people and keep them interested and keep them on YouTube, you can still crush on YouTube. So don't discount what you bring to the table. If you're somebody that's got a great personality, great energy, and people just love listening to your voice or your words, or like just something that's intriguing to them. A couple other things too to get more watch time is evergreen uploads. So what an evergreen upload is, when you put out a video that's going to be relevant for people for a long period of time. For example, when you go to my YouTube channel, Benjamin TV, which is my cooking videos, literally those videos are relevant for forever, probably, right? Until somebody comes and makes a better version of that recipe, or maybe I do an updated version. Those videos are evergreen. People will watch it this week and people are going to watch it 5 years from now. I know this because I think that popcorn video is from a few years ago. So if you're creating evergreen videos, that's a great thing to add to that watch time, not just now, but later on. A couple other things. So of course, the last thing, kind of going opposite of Oversimplified, is quantity. This is why vlogs are crushing, because vloggers, usually a vlogger that's got an audience, people are already interested in them, right? So even if they're brushing their teeth or they're going shopping or whatever it is, that might seem like mundane and simple. For their fans, they love it. And so if they're a daily uploader, we used to do 7 days, now we're doing 5 days. People are just watching. So we've got, anywhere from 10 to 20 minute vlogs. And if people are even just watching 5 minutes, 5 times a week, that's 25 minutes versus somebody that only uploads one video that might be 10 minutes. And even if they're getting 100% audience retention, that's only 10 minutes to our 25 minutes. Again, what YouTube wants is for people to be on the platform for as long as possible. And secondly, a channel that's bringing people to the platform, right? You can't measure this. I don't think there's an analytic in the YouTube studio area that measures how many minutes of other people's videos are watched after they get to your channel. But YouTube knows if you're a channel that uploads more consistently, like more often, and you're bringing people to the platform, and then they watch other videos like Phil DeFranco. He puts out a video every single weekday. I'll watch his videos almost guaranteed first because he's uploading something, and then I'll watch 3 or 4 more. His channel gets that credit for bringing people to the platform. So don't discount quantity, even though Oversimplified is crushing it. Chris.
Yes.
That was a lot. Any more questions we want to answer? Anything you want to say?
I have a lot to say,
Okay.
but I think I'm going to get to these 2 new super chats first.
Awesome.
So right now we got one from Holly Lee for $10. And Holly Lee explains, I have a strong background with brand name companies, but my career coach community is over exaggerated. Do you think it would be a good idea to do a 30-day daily upload versus once a week? So I'm pretty sure she means daily videos, maybe if it's short term or long term, compared to one quality video a week.
So I guess this is really going to be your choice. Right now, Sean and I, so I come from the school of quantity. Sean comes from the school of quantity. But I believe him and I, more and more, we believe quality is the most important. The only time quantity is going to be, I think, more important than quality is like when you don't have any quality at all and you need to develop your skills. The benefit of uploading a lot is two things. Number one, you're going to learn a lot from that 30 days of upload. You're going to learn how to record videos. You're going to learn how to edit. You're going to learn from those analytics, all that data you're giving. Even if the analytics are bad, you're going to be like, oh, wow, this is not working. I need to adjust something. This is why we talk about the 3 metrics, right? Click-through rate, audience retention, watch time. And if you're uploading every single day, you can observe those things. However, if you had to choose one, and Oversimplified is a great channel as an example, you want to put out quality content. It's better to work on that video and make sure it's fire. But that's the other thing too. The second thing I would say for quantity, of course, if you're getting video views, YouTube loves it. And so that's why watch time is important over the course of a month. Say you're putting out 4 videos in a month and they're quality videos, and you get people to watch 100,000 minutes of YouTube video because of those 4 videos. Versus say you did that 30-day upload, and maybe the average views aren't as high, but during that 30 days, you're getting people to watch 400,000 minutes watched. YouTube looks at that, and the algorithm is considering like, wow, this is somebody that's really hustling, getting us a lot of watch time. They're bringing people back to the platform every day. You see how all this stuff kind of adds up? Does that make sense, Chris?
It does.
Right?
It
and
does.
This is why vloggers crush. This is why people that upload more consistently with quality as well are just they're in front of people more often, and the algorithm is looking for those kind of uploaders. So I know that's not really answering your question, but consider all these variables and make the decision for yourself what's going to be best for you and where you're at in terms of your skills, your experiences, and your strengths.
Sweet. And I totally agree. I totally agree.
All right.
Don't overdo yourself to please others. Get yourself on the right pace. So that way you could always
get yourself on the pace that's going to be good for you. That's going to be able to balance between quality and quantity. Leaning more on the quality side, because this is the one thing about today, right now, I guess the state of the union of YouTube. There's a lot of people that want to be YouTubers. There's a lot of people that want to use this platform for their business. So a lot of content is being uploaded, and you really have to stand apart. You have to set yourself away. You need to think outside of the box. You need to make sure that when you're putting out something, and again, this is why we start with click-through rate and having good thumbnail and title, you want to make sure that when YouTube puts out your video, not only are people wanting to click through it, but they actually watch it. There's some crazy statistic that only 5% of the videos on YouTube get 90% of the views. It doesn't surprise me, because unfortunately there's a lot of videos out there that just aren't delivering value. It's boring content and people don't know. And this is why, even though I'm not an analytics guy and I'm not really techie or into the YouTube studio. We froze. We froze.
Okay. We are just right now. We're just answering a Q&A.
Yeah. We're answering Q&A. So
right now,
why don't you guys, if you guys are watching, hit that like button. Let us know if you're loving the content, if you're getting value. I would love to know in the comments area what it is that you're taking away from this live broadcast. And we're going to actually go ahead and wrap this all up. I just want to, again, say thank you to everybody. Holly Lee just gave a $10 super chat. Thank you, Holly Lee. She says, I have a strong background with
That's
Brent.
the one I answered.
Oh, you did? Okay,
yep,
cool.
We got the next super chat one that we are doing is going to be from Jeff Ostroff for $5.
Okay. What's up, Jeff?
He just mentioned thanks to you guys and Nick Nimmin, Daryl Eves, Brian G.
Yes.
He's going to be hitting 25,000 subscribers by tomorrow.
Awesome.
And then we have, let me switch this over real quick so it's not awkward. All righty. What's going on? So I don't know if I can pronounce this, but it's Trogthorpe Mobile Gaming.
Okay.
YouTube allows me to upload videos and schedule their release later. Does this make a difference to the algorithm?
Okay, repeat that question again.
Oh, they actually did 2. So for $10 total. So YouTube allows me to upload videos and schedule their release later. So like a later upload, so they don't have to do it physically. Does this make a difference in the algorithm at all?
All right, cool. So that's a great question and brings up our sponsor, vidIQ. So one thing I'll say is we actually schedule a lot of our videos, if not all our videos. In fact, almost all my channels, my vlog included, we're definitely scheduling it. The only thing that's going to affect that video in terms of algorithm is if you upload it at the improper time. So we're using vidIQ to actually figure out when the best time to upload is. And you can keep it on me, Chris, but as I'm talking, I'm gonna look for it. But you can actually go to your analytics in vidIQ to find out when the best time to upload is. I actually got it popped up here right now.
Do you want it?
Yes, I want it.
Alrighty.
I want it. So if you actually if you use vidIQ, right here, it's telling us this area right here when the best time to upload is and when to schedule upload. So you can bring it back to me now. So that's why I love vidIQ, because it's giving you a lot of data on your audience about, what people are liking, what people aren't liking, and it even gives you tips on when to upload. So to answer your question, I think you definitely should schedule, but make sure you schedule it at the right time. In fact, lately we've been scheduling our videos like 1 a.m. Sean's been doing it in the middle of the night, so I'm like up like literally at 1:30 a.m. like responding somebody, or the first thing in the morning, which is kind of weird, but we're just looking at the analytics. And so what we find is, for whatever reason, maybe because we have a global audience, people are watching our videos at a higher rate, so we get that velocity, which that's a whole nother discussion, but helps to trigger the algorithm to put our videos out to more people. All right, any other super chats?
I have 2 more.
All right.
One's a question.
Ask it. Go
Alrighty.
ahead.
Let me do the transition. Okay, there it is. What's up, guys? So Trogthorpe Mobile Gaming did another super chat for $5. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mentioning that they make videos for video gameplay. Any advice for getting traction in a crowded space? Now, quick comment on that though is gaming is a very crowded space, but also there's not a lot of niche gamers. So just kind of figure something out. Like, are you like a pizza eater and you game? Like, I mean, greasy fingers and games probably don't go good together, but you know what I mean? Like, change it up. But what do you think, Benji?
Well, I'd say like this is the thing about gaming. It is competitive. I mean, if you look at YouTube, I wouldn't be surprised if gaming was like 50% and everything else was another 50%. It's so huge because people can literally play games all day long. But my one tip is just figure out what is something that you're passionate about and combine it with a format or a niche game that people aren't utilizing or people aren't covering. And you have to have that combination because you obviously don't want to follow a strategy or play games you're not really into. Recently, we actually interviewed somebody. The channel name is Skip the Tutorial. And one of the things I love about Skip the Tutorial, and I'll actually get to it here, Skip the Tutorial. What I love about Skip the Tutorial is they're a gaming channel that for a very long time they weren't getting a lot of views. They're kind of struggling. They're trying to do some challenges and all that stuff. Chris, you can actually pull it up right now.
Yep.
We got Skip the Tutorial, and literally in 1 year, because of advice from Sean Cannell about focusing and picking a niche and just going with it, he grew over 100,000 subscribers in 1 year. And so this is Skip the Tutorial. You can actually see his content there. Let's actually go to his videos. But the thing that he's done is he's picked a format rather than picking a game as a niche. And his format is he tries to beat different games with like a handicap, or kind of like with like a kind of rare strategy.
It's a Floyd Mayweather strategy, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Like defense only.
Yeah, so what he'll do is he'll actually play games with only his voice, or he'll play games with just a keyboard. He'll play games in ways that most people don't, and he tries to beat the games, and then he just does it. So going back to the gaming thing, one of the things that you have to be careful of with gaming is picking a game and sticking to that niche and it becoming your brand. The reason I bring this up, and he was the one that taught this to me, he said he found that a lot of creators will stick to one type of game, and then guess what? That game isn't popular anymore. People aren't playing it, but that's what everybody knows you as. So in his case, he picked a format for his content, and he was able to play other kinds of games. So I don't know a lot about gaming in the gaming space, but that's something definitely I heard from somebody that is actually crushing it in the gaming world. Chris, anything else? Any other super chats?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I mean, like, there's two more.
Let's just keep going.
One is just from Michael Groff, just $3.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Just thank you for supporting the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do have another super chat. I believe it was for $5 from Sam V. You guys have helped my 2-month-old cooking channel grow organically and get better by each video.
Yeah.
Keep up the amazing advice you all share with us. I'm assuming she might have seen Benjamin TV or something, but...
And by the way, one of the easiest ways to get better at YouTube is watch other channels and just copy what they're doing, or do it better, or do what they're doing in your own unique flavor. No pun intended. But the reason I'm bringing it up, Sam, is you should just go check out my channel. Now, my channel isn't anything special in the sense like it's not blowing up. I've got like 369,000 subscribers, but I utilize all the strategies and the tactics and the principles that we teach on video influencers on that. So if you look at the thumbnails, Chris is the one that actually makes most of the thumbnails. They're fire. They're exactly what people are going to get in the video when they watch. So they're very related. The titles, they're very descriptive. They're right to the point. Sometimes we'll lean on the side like the best or the tastiest, whatever. So go check that out, and hopefully that helps. But if that's the last super chat, I just wanted to say thank you, everyone, for watching. I know that there was a lot that we discussed today, but to wrap it all up, there's 3 things you want to focus on. Click-through rate, getting that percentage of people that actually see your videos that pop up in front of them and actually are clicking through on your videos compared to other videos. Get that percentage as high as possible. Great thumbnails, great titles that are relevant to the video. Secondly, audience retention. How much of that video are people watching, right? Get right to the point. Deliver value. Get rid of the fluff. And the third metric, the most important one, is the metric of watch time. In a month's time, how many minutes are you getting people to watch, and try to grow that number as much as possible. I would tell you this, it's way more important than the individual views of a video or the subscribers of your channel. Get as many minutes watched as possible. And remember, as you put out more videos that are evergreen to the world, the more that minutes watched is just going to continue to grow and grow. Last announcement I want to make is make sure you join our membership program. That's right. We've got a membership program now, and we do special live broadcasts. In fact, our first one is coming up in a few days.
I'm going to pop it up real quick.
Well, actually, you can pop up my window here.
Yep.
I can't join because I'm on my own channel. Let's actually, that's funny. Let me actually.
You can log into mine real quick.
I'll log into Chris's, okay? But we do have a special, members only area now for our channel. And we dive in a little bit deeper into, okay. We don't want to look at, here we go. There we go. All right. Join right there, right below. Come on. Oh, shoot. I am just all over the place. Sorry, you guys. Okay, now it's going to be Chris's thing. And Chris, I'm gonna join for you, okay? All right, there you go.
Oh, you're going to join?
Video.
I'm now a member.
There you go.
Nice.
Video influencers memberships area. Yes, $10 a month. It also helps create more content here to deliver more value. You get all these emojis. We've got polls and surveys. Member exclusive training will get you videos that we don't upload. We're going to be going live, and unreleased footage, behind the scenes stuff, rough cuts, bloopers. We haven't been able to do bloopers. So anyways, if you guys want to support what Sean and I are doing here on Video Influencers, if you guys want to get even more tactics, even more strategies, if you want us to get eyeballs on your channel, oftentimes when we do these lives, because it's a smaller group, we're going to be able to observe what you're doing, give you suggestions. So we're helping build your influence, income, and impact with online videos. Make sure you pick up a copy of YouTube Secrets. It's out on Audible, on Amazon. It's a bestseller. We appreciate all the support. If you haven't gotten it, definitely check that out. It's got everything you need to know to crush it on YouTube. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. You guys take care. Peace out.